There are some really fancy tools out there to buy. It wouldn't be hard to spend $250,000 on doodads for their shop. What comes to mind right off the top of my head are Tools. No doubt they are good tools. I've never said anything bad about the tools themselves. It's the gimmick they use to sell their tools that I object to, purposefully overpricing to make them seem better than they are. They could make even more money if they sold their tools at half the price and still meet their standards in quality. They aren't the only ones using the overpriced scheme to sell their wares. Let's do a talk about. Hello anyone, I'm Scott Boehm. They call me the Old Farmer. You have seen me talk a lot about Harbor Freight tools. In fact, just the other day, Mrs. Old Farmer asked me why I always look at Harbor Freight first. It's a good question that I think we should investigate. Do I bleed Harbor Freight? Of course not. I'm not afraid of pointing out a Harbor Freight tool that should be pulled and redesigned to actually do what the product was promoted to do. The reason why I look first to Harbor Freight is that dollar for dollar, most tools and products that Harbor Freight now sells meets the needs that I have. Although with generators, they are starting to pull the Festool game. They are good generators, and since they are getting very popular, they're raising the prices on these and are not now the best value for a generator. I don't mind that a company is making a good profit. If they don't, they won't stay in business. But when they price a product to meet their nut, and that is the price for a good return on investment, then double or triple the price, then I consider them an abusive business that I cannot trust. Just because a company isn't wearing a mask or pointing a weapon at you doesn't mean they aren't stealing. The free enterprise business is a two-way street. Honest business, honest customers. I've pointed this out many times to local businesses. Gouging the customer automatically breaks the bond between customer and local business. As an example, I needed a professional mic cable. I could build one myself or buy one. I needed it tomorrow, so I didn't have time to order one in by mail. I went to the local music shop. They had the same microphone cable with the same manufacturer model number at 5 times the price. Yes, they could legally do this, but I went back and made the mic cable myself. I wouldn't have beefed if it was twice the price, but I could buy a pack of 4 for $100. They thought they would sell one for $125. I used to deal with this company all the time, but this broke my trust in the company, and I haven't been back since. Local business has to be honest and come in with competitive pricing. This is what I'm finding with many tool companies. First, they want to pay for the development and design of the tool too fast. Instead of prorating this over, let's say, 5 years, it could be as short as 90 days for a payback with some companies. Secondly, the profits that executives want for salary and packages is too high. Should they make the tens of millions of dollars they do every year? I don't, if you're talking about salary. Now, if you're talking about bonuses for actual profits made, that's different. If they have improved the company in sales and efficiencies, then the big money should be paid out. But for performance, if the business is still at the same point as last year, no big money to the executives. Make them work for their money, just as if they were on the line, screwing 2 pieces together. Dewalt, Milwaukee, Bosch, and many of the other tools overprice their products. You know they do because when it comes to the end of the fiscal year, they run a lot of sales. They could run these prices all year long and still make good money. Then if inventory is too high at tax time, run a sale to save the money for inventory tax. Another time is if sales are too low and they need to keep the plant operating. Then you knock a few points off the products with a coupon. Everything stays the same at the store level so that there are no bumps in the road with distribution and wholesale pricing. When I was making this video, Harbor Freight had a sale going with their Bauer batteries. I would still buy the 2 batteries, then I would be bonus 2 tools. Of course, I think you would have to buy the charger separately. If you were a commercial operation, you could buy several of these tools at full price and still be ahead of the game with your wallet. Without getting specific, think of a Bauer tool doing 95% of the work of a Milwaukee or Dewalt tool. Even if in a competitive setting, it shouldn't matter. If you need a competitively powered tool that can even surpass most of your favorite tool brands, then go with the Hercules Pro line. They actually outperform most tools. Warranty work is easy. Just take the tool back to the store for exchange. Even Walmart with the Hart brand might be worth using, and I would think about it in a commercial setting too. If you think a Harbor Freight tool will only last half the time, then buy 2 and keep one on the shelf. You'll still be ahead of the game. As an example, the Dewalt cordless screwdriver of 30 years ago would be sneered at today. I have one, and it's just as good as my Bauer. At the time, it was considered a commercial tool. Where would I suggest high-priced tools? Only if speed is required, not in a home setting. I would rather buy a good tool and forget buying a name unless it does make a difference, and in some tools it does. So throw your colors away and buy the actual tool that is priced right and can do the job. If you need a car, why buy a step-in van? It doesn't make sense. The same is true for tools. And another tool brand that's not worth the price is Snap-on. Good tools, way overpriced. Before we go, thank you to our subscribers who helped us reach over the 1,000 subscription mark. It's very humbling to receive the support from our subscribers. Thank you. I will always try to give you accurate information, and I'm not worried if you disagree in comments. Just remember, youngsters may read your words. Well, this is the old farmer Scott Bain saying, be well, be safe, and be kind to someone today.
Don't forget to click like, subscribe, share, or ring the bell buttons on the original Old Farmer channel. We enjoy reading the comments that you leave, and they do help the channel, so keep them coming. And once again, thank you for watching the original Old Farmer.
The VFW National Home for Children, providing families of veterans and active duty military opportunities for growth and development in a nurturing community. Please consider a donation to help their children and families. Icy Road speaking.